Hello today everybody, it is Arrow here, and today I am bringing you my ranked 10 times weighted Jungle Cup video. This was a good tournament. A lot of quality competitors, as you can see here. We have the number 4 player in the world, Valor Ash here. Whedon Boys is ranked number 71. Bravado's in the top 200. I'm in the top 300 right now. It's a little iffy. We'll talk about it later. Curtado is one of the best players I've ever played against, and his rank suffered a lot because of Rainbow. And we have quite a few quality challenger players. Iceman's pretty good. Poppy Owen did well in this tournament. Silicatone, he's a very good player. He didn't have his best tournament, but he's a very good player. So we're going to be going into round 1, and my matchup in round 1 was against M Factor Jr., and as you can see on his team here, he has Venusaur, Wigglytuff, Noctowl, Lanturn, Vigoroth, and Forretress. On my team, I have Venusaur, Noctowl, Vigoroth, Venomoth, Forretress, and Lanturn. So the only difference in our teams here in the first match is Wigglytuff for Venomoth. So looking at his team, I want to run Lanturn because my coverage against Venusaur is really good, as I have Venomoth, Forretress, and Noctowl that hard counter it, and I have Venusaur itself, which is kind of just neutral. Vigoroth can do a lot of damage to a Venusaur. I don't feel like Venusaur will be seen in this tournament, in this run. And I'm comfortable leading Lanturn and expecting a Vigoroth lead, but it's different. It's a weird matchup. I've played it a lot. I know what I'd like to do in that matchup. So I decided to go with the lineup of Lanturn, Venomoth, and Noctowl. And I'm just trying to I'm trying to protect my Lanturn from a Venusaur if he does decide to bring it. I should have brought a different Pokemon other than Venomoth, I think, but it's okay. We're going to go ahead and get right into this battle, and let's see what happens. So, right off the bat, he leads Vigoroth, I lead Lanturn. So let's lead with Lanturn. So let's see what happens here. We're going to be staying in this matchup longer than people would think. I'm going to go ahead and get that Thunderbolt, and I know to expect a charge move here. So I shield the first one. If it's a Bulldoze, I stay. If it's a Body Slam, I stay as well, and I don't block the next one. Because you can eat Body Slams, you can't eat Bulldozes. After he uses that energy, I bail out into Noctowl, and he decides to bail out into Lanturn, and that's what screws me. I shouldn't have bailed into Noctowl. It was a bad decision on my part. I should have expected Lanturn in his team comp, but I didn't expect it. And kudos to him for running it. So we're going to go ahead and get 2 Sky Attacks off here. He's not going to be using those shields. Those are precious to him, and he doesn't need to use them in this situation. So Noctowl is going to be he's going to get off with Thunderbolt. We're going to go ahead and, after overcharging, and we're going to go ahead and let our Noctowl die. So I'm going to bring in Venomoth in this situation. And I'm going to try and farm. I think that's my best bet. If he brought a Venusaur, I'm in really good shape. If he didn't bring Venusaur, oh, I'm not in good shape. So I'm going to go ahead and farm this Lanturn. And I go ahead and farm it out, and I got 6 Confusions off, so I have enough for 2 Poison Fangs. Thinking that he's going to bring Vigoroth right back out, I go straight into a Poison Fang, and sure enough, there's the Forretress. That's a killer for me, because that does no damage whatsoever. He still has a shield. He's going to be going ahead and getting off. I'm going to get to this Thunderbolt. He's going to go ahead and shield it. And he's just going to Bug Bite, I believe, my Lanturn to death. And I bring back in Venomoth. GG's. He read me like a book the first round. Great battle. good match, M Factor Jr. So we're gonna go into round 2, and round 2 was unique. I took a lot of time in between, and in between matches, I changed my team up. I decided to run Venusaur. I feel like he really relied on Vigoroth and Lanturn, so I go ahead and lead Venusaur, because on his team, only really hard counters to it are going to be that Forretress and going to be that Noctowl. And I have those covered in the back with that Lanturn. And sure enough, he leads Vigoroth again. So we're going to be going ahead and getting a few Vine Whips off. He switches in the Forretress. I switch into the Noctowl. And we're going to be going ahead and get some Sky Attacks off here. Sky Attack here. That's going to do a lot of damage. We can eat this Heavy Slam, no problem. It's not a big deal. So Noctowl is going to be getting another Sky Attack off, and I believe he shields it. He might not, but we get the 3 rings pretty easily. I'm interested to see how this rings will work, like whenever you need to undercharge because of swiping. It's going to be different, guys. It's going to be really cool. So we're going to go ahead and we thought about going for the Psychic there, but we decided against it. We didn't think we could get to it. And we get a chunk of damage off the Lanturn. Bring in Venusaur. No, we bring in our own Lanturn thinking we can soak the charge move. And I believe he's going to get a charge attack. It's going to do quite a bit of damage. We're going to charge up. We're going to get Venusaur out there. That was such a good switch on my part. I'm sorry. But we're going to get Venusaur out there and get a Frenzy Plant off. He's going to have a Body Slam coming my way. Shield that. Not a problem. And we're going to go ahead and eat this Body Slam, because we can. Pretty much. And get another Frenzy Plant off. At this point, I'm like, can I please switch out? It'd be such a good thing if I could switch out. That timer is still, it's not even to 45 seconds left. So he's going to go ahead and get some more counters off, and he's going to get it to another Body Slam. I'm going to go ahead and shield this, and I get the Frenzy Plant to KO this Vigoroth. So now we've got Lanturn coming back in with some energy. I get to my Thunderbolt, and this is going to nearly KO. I didn't know how much energy this Lanturn had, and whenever it said no Protect Shields remaining, I was like, oh my god, I barely have enough. I know I have this, but I barely have this. And just like that, his Lanturn's going to faint, and we're going to get the round 2 win for the first round. So we're going to round 3. And in round 3, I thought about my team for a long time. I didn't know what I wanted to run. And this is... Okay, I ran Vigoroth in this line. And it wasn't a bad decision. I do better with Venusaur in this situation, though. And you'll see why. So I go ahead and lead Vigoroth. I don't do better with Venusaur in the lead. But I lead Vigoroth. And we're going to go ahead and be getting that Body Slam off. I'm not worried about a piggyback here. It's Forretress. It's not going to really be too big of a deal. He switches out into his own Vigoroth, and this is where I mess up. I should have switched. I go for a Body Slam. I get the shield, and he gets a Body Slam. I shield as well. So now it's Charge Move race, and I go ahead and get another Body Slam. Not a problem. We're looking good. So now his Vigoroth has 2 counters worth of energy and shields down. So I'm debating what I should bring in here. I bring in Lanturn, and that's ultimately where I messed up. He gets a body slam off, no big deal. And we're trying to feint down this Vigoroth. He gets another body slam off, and I think this is what really did us in. He got to the other body slam. We're still farming him. And let's see what he brings in. He brings in Forretress. And I go ahead and use Thunderbolt. And I should have charged up to the Thunderbolt, switched out, and ate a heavy slam with Noctowl, in my opinion. Or I should have let Forretress kill me. There's a lot of things that was going through my mind. Sorry. So he brings in Lanturn. At this point, I'm like, there's very little chance I have in winning this match, and I'm just gonna have to psychic it out and hope. I see how much damage that does. I'm thinking, okay, there's a small chance. He gets his first Thunderbolt off. I'm gonna beat him to the psychic. I know that much, and I'm getting hopeful here. I'm like, oh my god, there's a real chance I win this, and I get to the psychic, and as soon as I get the psychic off, I'm like, oh, it's going to be close. And that Lanturn's on like 3 health, guys. I got so close, man. If I could have done any... You see how fast I reported the match. It was a little frustrating, but it's okay. It's okay. So that was round 1. M Factor Jr. did a really good job of mixing his team well, and he used his Lanturn the way it needed to be used in that final round, and I did not, and I think that's where the disparity in the match was. What I wanted to point out is he did not bring an Alolan Golem or Graveler, and they're number 3 in the cup. He brought Forretress, he brought Noctowl, he brought Vigoroth, he didn't bring Scizor, he didn't bring Magnezone, he didn't bring 4 of the top 7. I don't think Graveler and Golem have a good place in the meta anymore because of Wigglytuff being able to beat them. But, yeah, it's a little different now because of that. So for round 2, we're going to be going up against 3-Die Chul 4. And I go ahead and lock in Lanturn, Forretress, Noctowl. This is my favorite lineup that I found. I think I found it during the tournament, and I just liked it so much I just kept running it. So we're running this lineup of Lanturn, Forretress, and Noctowl. And right away, I would look at you. You would look at me and say, but Vigoroth beats all 3 of those. Yes, Vigoroth beats those individually, but when you pair them together in switching and different ways of eating charge moves, not shielding, it's just a lot that goes into it. You can easily get around a Vigoroth. Vigoroth isn't... I think it's overhyped. I really do. It's great. It really is, but it's overhyped if you know what you're doing. And I feel like I played this one really well. So, 3-Die Chul. His team... Let me show you all his team real quick. 3-Die Chul is running Alolan Graveler, Venusaur, Wigglytuff, Forretress, Noctowl, Vigoroth. So what I was thinking, I know I'm remembering this now, is Alolan Graveler is kind of a killer. It does a ton of raw damage, but it doesn't win a lot of matchups. And it's number 3 for a reason. That's why PvPoke has it at number 3. It beats the bugs. It beats everything but pretty much Lanturn, Venusaur, Vigoroth, Heracross. Basically anything without counter and without water or grass. It beats. So Forretress actually does win that matchup if it shields twice. And you're going to see a great example of that in the first round match. So I lead Forretress, Lanturn, Noctowl. One of my favorite lineups. I'd switch it around occasionally in the tournament, and it was really fun to run this team. Because you could see how people... Oh, I actually ran Lanturn to start. We'll talk about the other lineup, the other thing a little bit in a minute. So, he leads Forretress. And so, the way this plays out, you always want to worry about Earthquake if you're Lanturn in this situation. But watch what happens. When he doesn't shield, he knows that his Forretress's charge move needs to be very crucial. And he wants... Well, actually, he's running the wrong moveset. That's on him. But he's running Rock Tomb. And his charge move had to hit for him to do anything in that situation. So, the way that happened was... If he didn't shield, so he knew he had to get a charge move off. I think he's running Rock Tomb Earthquake. If you're running Rock Tomb Earthquake, you're scared you can't get to that Earthquake sometimes. So he went ahead and did the Rock Tomb. I'm going to shield that attack 9 times out of 10. Because after a non-shielded attack on Forretress with Lanturn, that Forretress is going to die soon. And it's going to die to fast moves. You don't have to throw another charge move at it. You might, and you can farm the rest of that Forretress. So when the Forretress is hit, no shield, it's going to try and hurt you more. It wouldn't throw a heavy slam out there. It has no gain in throwing a heavy slam. The main thing it can do is get an Earthquake off and do even more damage to your Lanturn. So that's why I went ahead and shielded that attack. So, he brings in Venusaur, and Lanturn is going to go ahead and throw that Thunderbolt. I switch into Forretress. I don't have to shield. Sorry. I don't have to shield anything. And so, Forretress is just going to... It's a farm. He might as well go out back, get some cattle, milk them. He's farming this Venusaur. And look at all that charged energy. That's so scary for any Pokemon coming in. He brings in his own Forretress. I love seeing Pokemon die like that. It's funny as all get out. It was a nice shiny Forretress, but it died right. So he brings in Vigoroth, and I go ahead and get another Heavy Slam off. That's so beautiful. So he shields the first one. I get another one off. At this point, I know I can pretty much do anything I want with just fast moves. I have full health Lanturn almost. I have a full health Noctowl. I'm not too worried. He's going to go ahead... Well, half health Lanturn, not full health. He's going to go ahead and use 2 charge moves. And I'm just like, okay, cool. I don't got a shield. I have a whole nother Pokemon in the back, and Vigoroth can't do anything against a Noctowl full health with that little health. I didn't even need to shield here. I looked at him. I told him I might as well use the last shield. And so we're going to go ahead and finish off the Vigoroth fast moves. Looking at his team, I see no reason not to run Lanturn again, because it does win all but 2 matchups in Venusaur and Vigoroth. And I have Venusaur covered, and I'm comfortable covering Vigoroth with the rest of my team. So I run the same team. It's going to be Lanturn versus Forretress again. And he learned from his mistake. I'm proud of him. He did a really good job out of this. So he's going to go ahead and shield my Thunderbolt whenever we get to it. And that changes the match a little bit. I still ended up winning this match, but it changed the match because he's shielded. I thought about switching out there, but I was like, there's no really point in switching. And I go ahead and shield. He throws the Earthquake. So he was running Rock Tomb Earthquake. He was scared he couldn't get to that Earthquake earlier, I'm pretty sure. And so I'm going to go ahead and throw another Thunderbolt. Right now, the shielding is 1-1. And I'm ahead. By a lot. He brings in Venusaur. I go ahead and switch into my Forretress. And out comes the Alolan Grappler. This is a beautiful matchup. I love this matchup. Heavy Slam. Coming in, he doesn't shield. Why didn't he shield? I don't know. But that pretty much allows me to do whatever I want the rest of the match. He's got Venusaur still. There's no point. Like, this is GG's. I'm not going to waste y'all's time. I ended up finishing it off. I still had Noctowl in the bag. Thank you, 3Die Chill 4, for the match. And good luck in your next tournament, man. So, for my next match, it was against Torvald Cool Guy. And I forgot to record round 1, but I did record round 2. Round 1 is what I meant about the Alolan Graveler. I led Forretress in round 1, and I got his first shield with a Heavy Slam. I shielded the Rock Blast. He threw 2 of them. I shielded the second one. And whenever I shielded the second one, I didn't throw another charge move, and I just farmed out the Graveler. That allowed me to have so much energy that the match was won from there. So, because he brought in Vigoroth, I believe. I threw 2 Heavy Slams. Vigoroth took one of them. It was over. So, we're going into round 2. And I'm going to go ahead and run Venusaur, Lanturn, Noctowl. And against his team, that's a good line, because Venusaur beats 4 of his Pokemon. And sure enough, he leads Vigoroth. So I'm winning in this league. My Venusaur isn't perfect. It's not nowhere near good PvP IVs, sadly. So he switches into Beedrill. And I switch into Noctowl. This was a fun guy to talk to. It was a fun guy to play against. Because we're over here, I'm like, that's not a Sludge Bomb. And he's like, yeah, you're right. I wasn't shielding anyway, but it was just fun. Like, whenever you could have a conversation while you're PvPing with someone, and they're laid back, it's really exciting to me. So he brings in Beedrill. Beedrill gets an X-Scissor off. I eat that. He's going to go ahead and get a Sludge Bomb off. That does a lot of damage, but I eat it. I don't need to shield it. We're good. If he doesn't shield here, we take a 2-1-2. If he had shielded, we take a 2-0 advantage, and his what's it called? Beedrill is pretty much dead. So Vigoroth comes out, and I'm gonna go ahead and shield the first Body Slam. After he's down, he doesn't have any shields left now. I get to another Frenzy Plant, and that's gonna KO this Vigoroth, I believe. If not, he gets one more charge. Yeah, it KOs the Vigoroth. He brings in Wigglytuff, and that's GG's. I'm gonna go ahead and get a Sludge Bomb off, and it's gonna be GG's to Wigglytuff. Thank you, Torvald Cool Guy. You were a cool guy. I can actually say that. Thank you, man. It was fun battling you. So, for round 4, I started 0-1. Now I'm 2-1. And I'm going to end up against, I believe, Pogo Amigo Texas. But let me make sure. Yeah, it's against Amigo Texas. Let me reset this so y'all can see everything right. I'm sorry. So it's against Amigo Texas. And his line is Vigoroth, Venusaur, Venomoth, Alolan Graveler, Lanturn, Forretress. One difference between mine. Noctowl for Alolan Graveler. Have the same purpose. Alolan Graveler's more weak to not Venusaur. And they're both weak to Lanturn. So, I see why I ran it. So, he's going to start this off, we're going to get the matchup that I wanted to show y'all. It's going to be Forretress versus Alolan Graveler. So, Alolan Graveler, like I said earlier, I've already ran this matchup once tonight. I'm very comfortable seeing this as the matchup, and we're just waiting on his team to come in. So it's going to be coming in here shortly. So we're going to lead Forretress, and I'm pretty sure we have Lanturn and Noctowl in the back. So, like I said, Bug Bite away, Bug Bite away, Bug Bite away. We're going to go ahead and he's going to go ahead and send a charge move. Look how much health he has left. It's more than 50% by about a sliver. So we are going to go ahead and Bug Bite more. I get a Heavy Slam off. He's going to go ahead and shield. And he's going to use another Rock Throw. I go ahead and shield. Rock Blast. Cool. And I'm going to go ahead and farm the rest of it out. If it's a little bit better IVs, it might have been better for me. And I didn't look at what was coming in. Otherwise, I wouldn't have thrown an Earthquake. Oh, I did look at it. Cool. I forget sometimes, guys. I'm sorry. So, it's Vigoroth. And Vigoroth doesn't have any shields. You know what we should do here? We're going to bring in the thing that can beat Vigoroth without shields. And doesn't have to worry about that Bulldoze. So, we're going to overcharge, get a Sky Attack, and we're going to switch. And that's not a Bulldoze. You don't have to worry about a Bulldoze coming anymore, because you're going to be able to knock that Vigoroth before it happens. That's why you charge that the way that I just did. It's a Body Slam coming in. And I have Charged Energy on both Pokemon that I have left. It's Forretress. I go ahead and go for the Thunderbolt. He's going to have to kill me with a charge move, I believe. No, he doesn't. He's going to kill me with fast moves, but I'm going to beat him to the charge move. No, he's actually going to beat me to the charge move, but I have enough health on my Noctowl to say... I had a sliver, man. Let's see. Noctowl. Let's look at Noctowl. Again, let's look at this matchup. Heavy Slam does 50 damage. I barely had over 50 health left. I was able to hold on, get a Sky Attack for the victory, and that was a great match. Thank you, Amigo Texas. So, for the second round, I'm thinking about what I should use. I go ahead and lock in Forretress, Vigoroth, and Noctowl. And y'all might be thinking, Vigoroth? You haven't ran that on video. I ran it once in a loss, and it hurt. I hate Vigoroth. I'm just being honest. It's so... I just don't think it takes skill to use, guys. I really don't. But that's me. You have to have it in your line. I'm gonna make a video with a tournament without Vigoroth. I'm gonna compete in one, and later in the month, I'm gonna not have Vigoroth on my team. West Fort Worth, be ready. That's all I'm saying. Be ready. Alright, let's get into this round. So it's round 2, and his team is pretty weak to Forretress, I thought. So I ran Forretress to start. Again. So, this is a weird matchup. Depends on how you play it. I'm going to go ahead and eat any charge move that comes my way. And I'm going to throw a Heavy Slam. And I'm going to get out of there. So Heavy Slam comes up. And he doesn't shield, which was something to me. I didn't understand it. And I'm just going to try and farm him away. And it doesn't work, so I throw my shield. I don't need Noctowl taking that much damage. I regret that shield now, but I mean, it ended up working out, but there was no reason for me to throw that. I'm still going to do the job that I wanted to with Noctowl and taking out the Vigoroth. I don't know. I get a Sky Attack off, and I think he might shield this because he thinks it's a Psychic. He doesn't shield it. So I overcharge a little bit and throw another Sky Attack, and I think I get the shield this time. I might not, but I do get the shield. So I'm over there like, yeah! He throws a charge move, I'm like, oh my god. That's a godsend. Now his Lanturn doesn't have energy. What do I bring in here, guys? I'm going to go ahead and bring in Vigoroth. And switch back into... I'm going to go ahead and get a Body Slam. Because it's easier for me to switch on charge moves. I'm that guy. I go ahead and get... I think I end up winning the race to Heavy Slam. Nope. And I'm not going to waste a shield. It's not worth it. It's just not. He used an Earthquake. Why did he use Earthquake? He made a few mistakes in this match. I'm not going to lie to you. But it's cool. I'm just like, I need to overcharge this Vigoroth. His Lanturn, if I can throw 3 Body Slams at it, it doesn't have energy, I think I win this match. So that's Body Slam number 1. That's Body Slam number 2 coming in. Shield. So counter. Body Slam. So we're going to go ahead and take out this Lanturn, and now we have moved to 3-1, guys. 3-1. From 0-1 to 3-1. That's a great little story. So we're going to go ahead and take the win there. And our next match is going to be against Polar Bears. This was his first tournament, guys. I don't understand it. I don't. How? So, against Polar Bears, which one is it? It's got to be this one. Yeah, this is Polar Bears. He's running Vigoroth, Noctowl, Beedrill, Venomoth, Alolan Graveler, Lanturn. I've ran Forretress against every Alolan Graveler team as the lead, and I feel comfortable with it. So I'm probably going to do it again here. Forretress, Lanturn, Noctowl. He leads Vigoroth. Cool. We go on ahead and we're going to stay in this matchup. We feel comfortable with it. There's no reason not to. I don't shield this Body Slam at all. And I'm going to go ahead and get a Heavy Slam. Heavy Slam is going to do quite a bit of damage if it isn't shielded, which it is. I'm going to go ahead and throw that shield up. And I'm trying to get to another Heavy Slam. And charge move priority. It worked in my favor. Because he accidentally clicked his charge move. And at this point, I'm like, that's a godsend. I don't have to worry now. Like, that Vigoroth is drained of energy. I bring in Noctowl to farm that Vigoroth up. I don't gotta shield anything. It's looking pretty to me. It's looking pretty good. He doesn't have a Venusaur on his team, so I can leave Lanturn in the back. And I'm gonna. Oh, that switch was amazing. Oh my god, did y'all see that? Did y'all see that? I think that's worth a replay. Watch this. Vigoroth's really low on health. We're going to overcharge our Noctowl by a wing attack, switch into Lanturn just to finish that Vigoroth. Because the wing attack wouldn't have done it. Wing attack wouldn't have done it, guys. And he doesn't have a Venusaur to really threaten me. So we're going to go ahead and get... Now we have the energy advantage against Lanturn. We're going to go ahead and get a Thunderbolt. And it's going to do a lot of damage. So I still have a shield. I'm going to go ahead and not use it. Well, I do use it. I don't remember what I was doing during the match. I'm sorry. And we're going to go ahead and get to the point where we get to that other Thunderbolt. That's going to hurt him a lot. Like, it's going to kill. That's how much it'll hurt him. And, bam, dead. Boom! Out comes Noctowl, and we're just like, he looked at me, he's like, that's game. Yeah, it is. It is game. Thank you, though. I really appreciated the battles. He's going to go ahead and use Nightshade here. He actually ran Nightshade. It's interesting. I asked him how he liked it. He said, I mean, it's not horrible. I was like, you're not wrong. I go ahead and switch into Noctowl just to finish it. I don't know why. So, that was round 1 of round 5. And we're going to go ahead and run the same line with Lanturn as the lead. Oh, we put Vigoroth in. I don't know why. I guess it's because he doesn't have Venusaur to really counter it. And it beats 4 of the Pokemon on his team, but I just don't know why I did that. He runs Vigoroth. I'm like, cool. I know this matchup. And so, all I have to worry about here is Bulldoze. And it's so quick, I'm like, there's no way in hell that's Bulldoze. So I go ahead and eat it. Eat the attack. Not a problem. So, I'm going to go ahead and get off the Thunderbolt. And let's see what happens here. I'm going to go ahead and switch into my own Vigoroth, and I'm going to eat this attack. I hate Vigoroth, man. I'm ahead in energy. I get the body slam off. I think he kind of piggybacked there, but he didn't mean to. Doesn't know. He told me before he didn't know how. So now I have a Vigoroth with a little bit of energy in him. And he's going to throw out Noctowl. I'm going to throw a body slam his way. And that's going to do quite a bit of damage. These counters are just adding up. And he's going to go ahead and get me down. I throw in Lanturn. I'm going to go ahead and shield. Not trying to take unnecessary damage. I switch into Forretress whenever I feel it's a Sky Attack coming. So Forretress is going to go ahead and soak that Sky Attack, and we're trying to feint him before he can get to another charge move, and it doesn't work. So we go ahead and shield the second Sky Attack. We're going to be going for an Earthquake. Why didn't we go for the Earthquake? Guys, tell me why we didn't go for the Earthquake. That's why. And we were... Oh, that's what it happened in this round. I was like, if I get to this Earthquake, he's done. And I didn't get to it. It didn't happen, guys. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I tried. He used the move too fast. When was I... What was I supposed to do? So... I'm going to go ahead and bring the Lanturn back in. I get a Thunderbolt off, but he's going to have the energy to go ahead and get this back. Had a little bit of lag, but it didn't really matter in that situation. So, round 3, I'm thinking, he's led Vigoroth both times. And I asked him, I asked him what was going on through his mind, why he led that. And he said, felt right, man. So I was like, if it feels right, why would it stop feeling right? So I led Venusaur, and sure enough, he led Vigoroth again, and I was like, let's go! So, Venusaur is going to be getting these Vine Whips off, and we're going to just... I think we just go ahead and shield this one. Shield the first Body Slam. We overcharge a little bit. And he switches out, which I was really happy. I couldn't get out of there. So we switch into Lanturn, and that's a winning matchup for us. No, not a problem. Nightshade hurts a little bit, but it's not Psychic. Psychic can actually flip this matchup around. As you saw earlier, it's pretty close to flipping this matchup around with a shield advantage. He used Nightshade. I'm going to go ahead and use Thunderbolt here. I was expecting him to not shield, and he goes in and shields. So I'm like, okay, cool. That's fine. So I'm hoping I can beat him to this next charge move, and I do. That was so clutch. I beat him to that charge move. And he's going to go ahead and tank that attack. I mean, he's going to bring in his own Lanturn, and at this point I know I have the match won. So I'm going to go ahead and beat him to another Thunderbolt. He's going to eat that attack. And he's going to go ahead and farm me for the rest of my energy. Now he's down to no shields. I go ahead and bring in Forretress to eat any attack that he throws. I know I'm not shielding, so like there's no point. He throws a Thunderbolt, I switch into Venusaur, Frenzy Plant, and that's a bye-bye Lanturn. Because I overcharged earlier, I'm going to have enough for another Frenzy Plant, and I'm going to be hitting that Vigoroth with one. Well, he gets a shield first, but I'm going to be hitting that Vigoroth with one immediately after this Body Slam goes through. I'm going to go ahead and get that Frenzy Plant off, and this is going to take the Vigoroth really low, enough to where I can hit him with one attack, and that's going to be GG's. Thank you for the match, Polar Bears. As you can see, I did win this match. And I don't know what happened. I even clicked yes to that. You saw the line start moving. But when reported, as of right now, it has me as losing. So I went 4-1, guys. I did. It's by points. It shows me as the top 3. But I know I went 4-1. Wait. Yeah. I went 4-1. My ranked tournament, I was 284 before this tournament. Right now, with it at with it being at 3-2, I'm at 406. I believe I should hop up in ranking actually afterwards, and I'm really excited about that because I've been working really hard. I know I haven't been posting a lot, but I've been busy. I actually started my summer class for school recently, and I feel like now I'm in a place where I can begin to upload daily. I'm really excited. Mirror Cup came out. I'm going to be making a video about that tomorrow, and I just feel like I can share a lot of my opinions with y'all now finally, because all these matchups, all the Mirror Cup's been run, the Regional Cup's been run, everything's been run before. And now I'm not worried about someone picking up on my strategies, which I've developed. I think if you don't like running Vigoroth, if it doesn't work with you, you don't need it on your team. I think if you switch it for a Vigoroth counter, it's going to dissuade your opponent to run Vigoroth in their line of 6, in their line of 3. So whenever I'm thinking about making another team coming up this next tournament, I'm probably going to go ahead and switch Wigglytuff for Vigoroth, because it counters Vigoroth pretty hard. And the rest of my team dissuades Vigoroth. So, to run my line that I really enjoy running, the Noctowl, Forretress, Lanturn, I can do that. Lanturn is the best Pokemon in this cup. I hope y'all have it on your team. It's the most important Pokemon in this cup because it takes out Noctowl. And Noctowl can take out anything and everything bug or grass related. Has good matchups against Vigoroth in the 1 shield. Let's look at that real quick before I let y'all go. So, Vigoroth. versus Noctowl. We don't want, I mean, I don't think it matters. Actually, let's change the matchup. We'll change this. Psychic. In the 1-to-1. Wow. What am I missing here? Okay. If it doesn't have a shield advantage at all, if it has a small shield advantage, even 1-0, you can beat Vigoroth. The 1-to-1, Vigoroth can tank a Sky Attack, that's why. But in the 1-to-1, then you leave Vigoroth with no energy. Look at that, no energy. 23 HP, that's farmable for anything coming in. It's a decent thing to have. So, yeah guys, that's been my tournament. I hope y'all enjoyed it. I hope y'all maybe learned something. Vigoroth may be the king of the jungle, give or take. He's definitely a solid choice. I'm not going to sit here and deny that. I don't personally like running him. I feel like I showed in my gameplay that you don't need him to run a good tournament and end up successful, but it helps sometimes. Anyways, thank you guys. It's been Arrow, and if you liked what you saw, maybe like, comment me some tips, please, guys. I want to get better at this. I want to share more information with y'all. Subscribe if you enjoyed it. If you think the content's good, thank you, guys. I mean, there's not many of y'all that are subscribed, but the ones that are, I know enjoy the videos. So I'm really grateful for that. Thank y'all, guys, and y'all have a good day. Peace.